Yo, what is up guys, FaZe here and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day like always, and today I'm going to be going over the E100 and the Maus, the two biggest German tanks in the game, obviously the biggest tanks in general. The E100 and the Maus are very similar because they are both super heavies with a lot of armor, and when I say a lot of armor, yeah, they have a lot of armor. The Maus is going to get a pretty decent buff to its armor in the next update, so I thought, let me just compare the E100 and the Maus. Which tank should you be going for in the next update? Both of them are going to get some quality changes and kind of a rebalance as well. And obviously, I like to see that when old tanks get some buffs. Now, the E100 recently got buffs on its turret. Obviously, it got a lot stronger than it used to be. I mean, medium tanks could obviously pen this tank somewhat, not even using heat shells. They could just absolutely go through the front of the turret. So that, because it has a buff now that it needs to be penned with heat, it's very nice. It's somewhat like the Maus. However, the Maus can still be penned with absolutely no heat shells or premium shells required. Obviously, the cheeks on this tank are pretty weak, and if you hit them with AP shells, you can definitely go through. And if you load your premium rounds and if you have calibrated shells equipped, yeah, you're really going to bully the Maus and the E100. However, what these two tanks are very good at is just being that frontline bully, ramming into your enemies, and just being the hit point pool for your team. I mean, the Maus can have up to 3,000 hit points with the amounts of size and amounts of armor this vehicle has. It's just absolutely crazy. If you'd like to see my full-on review on both these vehicles, there'll be a link to the top right of your screen. You can go and view that. I have done a full-on review on both of them, so this is not really going to be a full-on review on both these vehicles, however, just comparing them to each other and which one I think you should go for. Now quickly, let's just go over what the Maus and the E100 are going to look like in the next update. I'm going to read straight through it. So as you can see, the Maus is going to get a shell speed. So it's basically its velocity is going to get reduced on the Maus. Its gun stabilization becomes slightly worse. Its reload time and aiming time are reduced by basically a second and 0.4 seconds. And its terrain crossing capacity is improved, meaning that it will be a bit more mobile in terms of going up hills and slightly worse terrain. Sandbag armor will be introduced to the vehicle, meaning that you can maybe get this tank over 3,000 HP in the future. We'll just have to wait for September and see. I'll obviously do a review on the updated Maus when it comes through, as well as the E100, as well as many of the other rebalanced tanks. So definitely subscribe so that you guys can stay tuned for that. The tank will also get an armor change to reduce the chance of its head-on penetration through the front track wheel. So if you've ever angled the Maus and you notice people just going straight through your track wheel and then going straight through your armor, yeah, that is not going to be the same in the future, which I'm absolutely very happy about. And I believe the tank is also getting an upper plate buff, meaning that people just can't go straight through the upper plate as easy as they can currently, which I'm very happy about. I'm actually very happy about the Maus and the E100 as of now. I do like the buffs that Wargaming has currently implemented. Some of the other vehicles, not so much. And obviously, people can put their own votings in here where Wargaming can have a look at what the people think about their buffs. And by buffs, I kind of mean rebalance. Not everything is going to be a buff in this situation. A lot of things are getting nerfed and buffed, so it's basically just a rebalance. Now, if we have a look at the E100, it's 152mm. It's going to get an increase of almost 2 seconds on its reload, which I'm very kind of mediocre about. However, its alpha is going to go from 640 all the way to 680, which means it's going to hit a lot harder than it used to, and it's going to feel somewhat like a tank destroyer. So that is what is going to be changed in the E100 and the Maus in the next update. So today I'm not really going to give you guys a live game on the vehicle. However, I'm going to do a 1 versus 1 / also look at the armor on the E100 for you guys. So let's see how the Maus really performs against its other brother in the E100. I got my buddy here in the E100, so let's head straight into it. Now, we're going to play on Middleburg because I think the map is beautiful and it's also very heavy based, so I think that is really fitting for the situation we're going to do here. Now, as you can see, the Maus, I'm running that very beautiful blue camouflage. I'm not really sure where it's from, but I think it really looks pretty cool on the Maus. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section or in my Discord server. There'll be a link to join that in the description of the video, as always, so just keep that in mind. Now, the Maus is very nice. Now, like I said, I have made a full-on review on it, so you can always go and click the link at the top right of the screen, probably in the beginning of the video or right now. I'm not sure when I'll link it. However, as you can see, the Maus is actually very nice, and its top speed, while it's not really that great, 25 kilometers on flat ground and hard terrain, is not the most beautiful. However, let's get straight in here with the 1 versus 1. I'm going to have a look around this corner to see where he is. If I get spotted, I know he's here. And yeah, I am spotted, and he is over there, so which means I can maybe snap a shot into him. Now, I am not running calibrated shells, meaning that I cannot pen his tank on his upper plate, or his frontal plate, I should say, that easily. Now we're going to get a nice shot into his lower plate here with my APCR rounds, making sure it goes through. And I'm just going to angle my turret here, making him bounce. And again, he's angling his turret like he's supposed to do, but he's over angling just a little bit, meaning that I can just get a nice shot into him. I think I'm going to bounce the shot first from him, and then I'm going to move in. Now, as you can see, just angling very nicely here. He bounces another shot. Let's get straight in here again. Obviously, we need to angle a bit. Obviously, because I'm not running calibrated shells, I cannot get these shells out here as easily. And I do send one straight into the track wheel of his vehicle, which is not that great. You don't want to do that in this tank. Obviously, the DPM is not that good if you are going to bounce your shots, and so definitely don't do that. I get a shell into the corner of his very boxy turret, which is one thing that's really unfortunate about the E100, is that it's very boxy, and it means that you can get pinned very easily. Now it looks like I over angled there just a bit, and it allows him to get another easy shot into me. Now we get another shot into the corner of his tank. I'm going to go straight for a front hug, base hug type of ordeal over here, and I'm just going to keep wiggling. I'm going to move back a bit, and he does manage to get another pen into my vehicle. I can tell he's kind of running calibrated shells. I think he might be, because he's penning me very easily on spots that shouldn't really be penned that easily, unless I'm just very over angling a lot here, and yeah, that must suck. Now we high roll for 488, and we bounce another shot, and then just with our reload boost, we should be able to kill this guy very quickly. Now, I don't want to just send my shot out, bouncing it, and I do that, and I'm kind of in an angle here that he can pen me very easily, so I just want to kind of drive out here. We might take a shot, but because the E100, or mouse I should say, is very nice armor or hit points, it means that I still have a lot of hit points to deal with. Now he over angles just a little bit as we reverse, and it means that we can kill him with 491 hit points to spare. Now, that is what's really nice about the mouse. You have a lot of armor, you have decent DPM out there, and you have a very kind of accurate gun, but the main thing is that you're just massive, you're bulky, and sometimes it's just very hard to hit those little weak spots that are on the vehicle, especially if you're wiggling back and forth. However, let's head straight into the E100 now. Let's have a go at the mouse this time. Let's see if we can have a good shot on the mouse using our E100. Now, one thing I'm actually going to do before I send it straight in there is I usually run gun rammer on my E100. However, if you're going to verse a mouse in a 1 versus 1, maybe gun rammer is good in a normal situation. However, calibrated shells would be a better bet in a 1 versus 1. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch to spawn so that we don't spawn in the exact same place, and I'm at the same spot that he was in, and let's head straight into it. Now, if you'd like to look at my equipment on the mouse and the E100 and full depth on that, obviously you'd have to go and look at my full on review on the vehicles. Now, another thing that I like about the E100 a bit more than the mouse is that while it's turret and you need to angle this vehicle somewhat like the mouse, is that this vehicle has a very nice alpha. And it means that you can switch to HE to just snapshots into people to actually just completely kill them, or if they're on low HP, you can quickly kill them. And that is what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to send an HE shell at him, and if he does, it looks like he bumped the wall there, so he is definitely over there. And I'm going to send an HE shot into him, doing 253 damage, and then I can just pull forward here. Looks like I didn't turn off supremacy, which is not that great, and I don't want to play the game where I'm just shooting HE, because that will just not be a great thing to do. Now, because this capsule goes here, it means that I cannot kind of maybe confuse him and go the other way. Looks like he's right in front of me, and with calibrated shells, as you can see, I can go straight through the upper plate of this mouse, and that is just absolutely crazy, man. The fact that I can pin this guy no problem through his upper plate is just very stupid in my opinion. Now I'm going to roll another roll straight into him, and I'm going to start angling now, because I didn't angle the first one, meaning that I wasn't able to get a nice shot, or at least try bounce him at least. Now, as you can see, we're at the same hit points now, and this is what the mouse is just really good at doing. It's just absolutely... Okay, we do manage to get another shot in there, but as you can see, the mouse is just... its amount of armor mixed with its ability to just push me around, even as an E100, is just very, very silly in my opinion. However, the mouse is still very, very good, and the E100 as well. Now, as long as I don't mess up my shots here, I should be able to kill him. And he still has 570 HP, so if we manage to get a nice shot here that it bounces, come on, bounce me. He does not bounce me, unfortunately. Luckily, we do not lose any of our modules over here. I want to see if I can get to his side so that I can quickly maybe get a AP round into him. But because the mouse is very nice traverse speed, it means that he's able to just... Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, we get to his side. Because the reason why I went to his side there is because the E100 is not really going to kill him if I use my heat shell. There was a possibility for it to low roll, and yeah, in turn, if it low rolls, then I'm going to die immediately. So I needed to get to his side to be able to just get that one last shot in there to make sure that he dies. I took 2 shells in return to make sure that I got that shell out. And that is one thing you need to do in the E100, because its gun is not the most accurate, and because you don't have a lot of gun depression, somewhat like the mouse's gun depression, yeah, you're not going to really do well in the tank. So with the E100, just take your time sometimes. You just need to aim a bit more, and then you're going to get the shells out. Anyways, we do pull out that game as well. E100 still very good, and the mouse, in my opinion, it is up to you. Do you like high alpha, or do you like the ability to just absolutely bully? So the E100 is a mix of the mouse and the E100 in one go. Anyways, guys, there it is. Both E100 and mouse, I would say, are equally as good in a one-to-one situation. However, if you are going to take my opinion and which one I personally prefer more, it is still going to be the E100. And this is just because the E100 has a very fun gun. Its alpha is very high, and obviously in this game, high alpha means a lot of fun, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, the E100 cannot bully as much as the mouse can, because the mouse has really good traverse speed. It has a very nice upper plate and very troll upper plate as well, which allows it to just push in, take the shots, have enough HP to deal with it afterwards, and then just get the damage out there, where the E100 is more of a support frontline heavy tank where you can push in. However, you can get absolutely mauled in the E100. So just keep that in mind. The E100 is, in my opinion, more fun because you do have that very nice alpha, especially when you manage to pen a high explosive shell and doing 1000 damage. Let me know what you guys think of the rebalances that Wargaming is doing to the mouse and the E100. Do you like them? Do you approve of them? And will you be grinding the E100 and mouse in the future if you do not have them already? Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, you can let me know by leaving a like and subscribing. It really helps me out and I greatly appreciate it. Anyways, guys, that's it for me today. Hopefully your shells hit their marks, and I'll check you in the next one. Cheers.